everybody. Welcome in. It is the Radio Misfits Hour. We're just going to call it that. We're going to call it the Radio Misfits Hour. It's me. It's James Parker. We don't know where E. Does anyone ever really know where E is?
Does E know where E is?
I know I hardly ever know where he's coming from. I know that's for sure. Thank you. It's kind of stuff we do nightly here on the Radio Misfits every Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Central Time. E will be along shortly. He would, typically let us know should there was a planned interruption in his availability. So I wouldn't worry about it. James, how are you today?
I'm great. Now I am discovering something that I've never seen before. And as a guy in his mid-40s, that is a premium, right? What haven't I seen at this point? And we were talking about going to the Freaks remote on Friday because it's going to be in Plano. That's pretty close. We're thinking about going out there. And it's at a place that I've never heard of before called Fowling. Fowling. Are you familiar with this place, Pugs?
I am. That is a new sport that is out there. It's like you throw a football at bowling pins. It's fun.
Right. So, yeah, and that's what Fowling is. It is the merger of the words football and bowling.
Yeah.
It looks really cool. Wait,
hold on. Wait a second. Stop. So this is a sport that I know is played at bars the way some bars might play bags or something like that. You're telling me that there is an actual place now, an arena where this is to be played? Is that what I'm being told? Let's bring in E. E is here. Let's get him caught up on what we're talking about. E's here.
Hey.
James, catch E up.
Yeah, so I was looking into the place where they're having the Freak remote on Friday, and it's a place called Fowling, and Fowling is the merger of it's the two words football and bowling put together, Fowling. And what it is you throw a football at some bowling pins that are set up and, try to get a strike or whatever. So it is something that I've never even seen before. I didn't know this existed until just now, but apparently Pugs has heard of it before. But this place in Plano, this is a new experience for me, and I was just asking if Pugs had seen it or done it. Have you seen it or done it before? Is this new to you?
I've seen it. I've never done it. This is just like in Chicago. There's a lot of beer gardens. A lot of the taverns have beer gardens because a lot of the taverns are just houses, and the beer gardens are the former backyards, and now they're beer gardens. And so there's this thing called Bar Olympics that Chicago bars have always had, where they create all of these absolutely ridiculous sort of games and bar games and stuff. And that's where the first time I saw this thing of Fowling. Now, what I am surprised by is that you are telling me that here in Dallas that there are places that are specifically designed for this sport, because that's what this place is, right? The Fowling Warehouse.
Yes, and I thought that was really cool that someone's going to take on this, what to me is an obscure sport, but is there a legion of fans that are waiting to be made because this place opened in Plano? I'm sort of optimistic about it. I don't really like the gimmick bars that much, and I appreciate people for trying different things, but I can see how this would catch on. Crazier things than this have caught on. It's like dodgeball. Who the hell thought that would be drawing thousands and thousands of people?
I did, and I said Freaks was beforehand, but me.
Right, but there were a lot of doubters, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a doubter on Fowling. This might just be a trend that comes in and goes away, but I think this is going to be at least popular in the medium term.
It's a bar game. It's a cool bar game. E, do you know anything about Fowling?
I don't, and as I look at it, I'm thinking, why isn't there cornholing?
Yeah, right. I mean, that's another fun bar game. Why isn't there entire bars built around the sport of cornholing? How did Fowling move to the front of the line? You know what I mean?
Right. It seems like, cornhole has made it to ESPN. Yeah. They've got Bush Beans as a sponsor. They got Johnsonville
right.
sausage is
got high art trick shots on YouTube. You ever seen these?
Right. Fowling here seems like if that's going to work, wouldn't cornholing work?
Yeah. This is a little bit more So cornhole is you can play that. It's called, I mean, bags, I guess is what it's called in other
No,
parts.
it's called cornhole,
It's
dude.
called bags in other parts of the country.
Erroneously in Yankee
I
stand.
don't think so. But that you can hold a beer. I mean, this is actually, you're running like you're playing quarterback and you're throwing the ball at pins, bowling pin. I don't entirely know what the rules are. I just know it looks like fun. It does look like fun. It looks like more fun than cornhole. What? Oh, do you have a demonstration of what it looks like?
Well, I'm on their website. I'm sure I could find something real quick. I mean, I don't know. See, digital waiver? No. Oh no, it's one of the things you have to sign a waiver for.
Well, probably.
I would imagine you would have to. It seems like it's a lot more.
Here, let's just go to YouTube.
Energy involved.
Nobody's trying to tackle you or anything. And as we talked
why did you say people were running? How would there be running involved in this? It sounds like you just stand at a line and you try and hit it like almost like a carnival game, like a midway.
Yeah, but dudes try to show off their quarterback skills. So you get guys who like do the full pocket dance and all that stuff, and they.
Oh, you're thinking Justin Fields is going to
No,
show up?
I'm telling you that there are guys that take it seriously.
I think they're Justin Fields.
Yeah, please, everybody does. No, it's guys who take it too seriously. Is all I'm saying. Look, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I worked at a bar in Chicago that had batting cages, where the whole thing was people got drunk and then send them down into the batting cages. We didn't sign any waivers. That's way more dangerous than foaling.
I know what a bunch of softies we've become. I mean, do you expect Gen Z to be able to storm the beaches of Normandy? God, I hope not.
But I expect them to be able to program the robots that will.
Right.
Are they legit?
They'll be in some trailer in Nevada just with a joystick.
That's right.
Just taking down Germans or whatever it is. So video real quick of a foaling arena that opened in Indiana. It's pretty close, right?
Are they legit bowling pins or are they lighter, heavier?
Not sure, but I think we're about to find out.
So hold on, James.
Well, cool.
This is a place in Indiana?
Yes.
Okay, that would make sense because I thought this was a Midwestern thing. I thought this was like a Midwestern rural farm thing. So that would make sense. Okay.
I guess so. I guess because I hadn't heard about it until today.
Well, a cool new company is getting the ball rolling here in Indianapolis. Okay, so it's bowling, and then you add football to it, and you come up with foaling. And it's a cool new activity. It's bringing Hoosiers in by the dozens.
And John is joining us from Foaling Warehouse on the Near East Side. And I know you're getting an idea of how this all works. A little harder than it might look as well.
Much harder than it looks, although I still might be better at this than actual bowling. The Foaling Warehouse, been around, actually, this is their 1-year anniversary. It opened August 2020. I'm with Megan Page, the owner, and we're going to play a game real quick because go over the rules. Obviously, you started off with a throw, but you want to go for this red one right here. This is a bonk, correct?
Yep,
and it's a winner.
You got it. First throw.
Oh! I got the red one, but you have to just hit that one, right?
You got it. So once it comes off the back of the board and it's the only pin, then you win.
And there's a combination of a few different games in this, right? There's obviously a little bit of football, a little bit of bowling, but you got horseshoes, you got bean bags.
Yeah, cornhole. So, just throw the ball back and forth. First team to 10 down wins. But if I hit a strike or a bonk, then I win.
Let's see what you got.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, and you have to play defense a little bit, right?
Yes.
You got to play off the wall. This is not just standing around and watch.
All right. The screen is not working really great, James.
Is it not? I could give you the address and you can play it from your window. Because I'm actually learning the game here and it's selling me. Why is he off? Is he picking his nose or something?
I don't know.
No.
Hey, E, could you watch that video?
It was clipping.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't understand it at all. That's why. But
oh, well, here I sent you the link. It'll probably work from your machine since you're the originator of this stream.
All right, let's see here.
Byron said it was perfect for them. Thank you, Byron. That feedback is very helpful. Yeah, Jeff's got it right. This is kind of got the cornhole feel to it, even though there's a football and a bowling pin. It feels like cornhole, doesn't it?
Well, I'll tell you, I thought it was really funny. I laughed during the clip that we were watching there. I thought it was funny when he called it bags and she corrected him and called it cornhole. they had a little mini aggression the way you and I just almost had a mini aggression. Yeah. He said, yeah, and kind of like bags, and she goes, cornhole, yeah. All right, let's see if we can watch.
Well, I like it. Jennifer said that she needs some dude reliving his glory days at Foaling.
Right.
Or just bring it to their lake house. So.
Serious.
All right. And this is
you can be so close.
just.
I'm going to have to hit at least one.
Oh, see, guys,
She just explained the rules. If you missed it and you want to go back and watch it.
Megan, I just want to know,
like
when are you
30 seconds.
open? When can people maybe rent out a board?
Yeah, we're open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So close.
Just.
Back it up.
I'm going to have to
You wanna
hit
hear
at
the
least
rules?
one.
Oh, see, guys, it is much tougher than a little bit, right?
Yes.
You got to play.
I
off
mean,
the wall.
it's so tough. The lady that's doing it didn't even get one.
Yeah. I don't know.
And this is, you have to play defense a little bit, right?
Yes.
You got to play off the wall. This is not just standing around and watch.
And this guy's really trying to sell. This guy, the TV station that he works for must be trying to sell this place for advertisement, because this guy is really, because it doesn't seem as great as this guy's kind of selling it. And you got to play defense too, right? It's got to be. No.
Yeah, like what bank shot is going off the wall and coming back and hitting pins?
Yeah, and what is out of bounds? It looks like just a big kind of common room. What is out of bounds and what isn't?
It looks like, I mean, you could throw an errant throw and you could be on another lane.
Yeah, like that's a bar, but it looks like a bar where people would be standing. What is that, in bounds? What the? James, go ahead.
You know a game I like that popped up at bars a few years ago that got kind of popular, or I've seen a few times, is where they have the ring, just a metal ring that's sitting from a string, and you got to swing it onto a hook.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
hours. So yeah, there was a bar in New Orleans that had one, and me and my wife used to play it all the time. And for like a Father's Day, or no, I think it was a Christmas gift. I got a setup for that, and we had it in my backyard in New Orleans. And man, hours. You could just spend hours doing that. But this seems like a game like that. You could just, I could mindlessly do that for an hour.
I just don't see guys staying focused on the one lane in front of them when it looks like you could throw to the left, throw to the right, throw anywhere, and like hit the ball. Like, is that a 15-yard pass? What is that, 20 yards?
Now that's a legit concern, because the success of this endeavor would require people to sort of self-govern and come up with some sort of etiquette. Because look, Jeff's comment right here at the bottom, 2 pictures later, drunk dude's thrown across the room. Yeah, you're throwing into someone else's lane, then they're gonna get all pissed like, hey man, watch it. And they're like, hey, it was an accident, it slipped. No, screw you, that's like twice already. And this would start fights.
Look, I'm an idea guy, so I applaud people who take ideas and actually make them into things. I've never seen this before. I mean, I've never seen like the warehouse, like a bar that was actually designed to house this, where it's now a business model. It used to just be like a game that was played at outdoor beer gardens, right? That's, at least I understood it as. So that's great. I don't understand it. I don't want to take a shit on it. It might be fun. Maybe after a few drinks.
Are we going to try this?
I don't know. It's not terrible. I just don't understand it. I need to understand it. It looks like, I like to throw footballs at shit. That's, you got me. I'll sign up for it. Sounds good.
See if there's the Foaling warehouse in Plano.
I don't understand why you got to wait for the pin to fall off in order for it to count.
Doesn't it look like it'd be real easy to knock all them pins off? I mean,
well, no, I don't think he counted the red one, because the red one didn't fall off all by itself. So the red one, even though he knocked it over, it seems like it's still in play. I don't know. I couldn't really tell from the demo. And then the girl, she like threw twice, didn't even hit a pin in typical poor fashion.
I don't know. James, what do you got for us? What is this now?
This is the place we're going, or maybe going on Friday. This is what it looks like. It looks a lot like that report from Indiana. It's just a big dumb warehouse. Oh, giant screen projector TV on the wall. That's pretty cool. All right, so where's the bar part? All right, that's a door or something.
Well, it seems like
looks like you're going to play paintball, or you're going to play, laser tag or something. It looks like one of those kinds
Oh,
of
wait.
places.
Or maybe
All right,
a
so this is the
hockey,
VIP.
indoor hockey rink, or like
Sure.
an indoor.
Sure. I don't know. There's
This is
all these.
all
What
right.
is
This is a
that?
good
It's
hangout.
huge.
Looks cool. Is that a bar? Okay, suddenly it looks cool. Suddenly I'm in.
Yeah.
Suddenly it looks good. I bet they
This area is called the VIP room.
think of the bands in there.
And ooh, yeah, they got a lot of bourbons.
Like, how deep is that thing? Wow.
What is this? What
this
is
is a virtual tour.
what kind of structure is this? It's like, you know what I mean? What are we inside here? What is
Look, it's called the Folding Warehouse. It is literally just a giant warehouse. It has the angled roof,
barrel,
and other than that, it's a big rectangular prism with an angled roof. That's it.
giant
Like, I
barrel
mean, imagine you're like, okay, we gotta find a place to do this foaling thing. And like, okay, well, we have like a 3,000 square foot spot for no. We need
We need 100.
like 100,000 square feet, because we're gonna introduce foaling to the Metroplex. I mean,
What an investment.
it's crazy.
All right. Very good. Maybe we'll go to that on Thursday. Do we know where it is? Do we know where in Plano it is?
Yeah, it's up there. It's just on the other side of the George Bush.
What's the other side of the George? What's just the other side? Like George Bush and what? Like George Bush runs
75.
Like
75.
take a ride on
30.
you take a ride on 14th, and it's right after Jupiter, I think. You know where the numbered streets in Plano are? Plano East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that.
I
Mhm.
bet my kid knows where this. That's my kid's stomping ground. That's where he lives. He lives up there.
Oh, good.
So
Oh,
I don't.
well,
But I
for
don't know
him.
where this place is. I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either until today.
What's the age like? Is it 18 and up only because it's a bar?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, are we gonna find kids in there, young kids in there, foaling?
I don't know. I think this is a beer sport. I think this is a sport for 21 and up. I think this is a bar sport. I think this is just an activity to get people to come into the bar to buy drinks. That would be the business model that would make sense for me.
So
Yeah,
we're
but-
not gonna
Well,
see
here-
like 12-year-olds slinging, darts at bowling pins, wanting to be quarterbacks.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe,
Maybe we should ask, because this does look like it could be kid friendly, and they serve food, so it's not a. Maybe it's more of a restaurant bar, or as much of a restaurant a bar. Or, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I mean, because if it's a bunch of old dudes, like, I want the rights to Bengay. People are going to be so sore. Like, can you just imagine chucking footballs for, like, is there 10 frames? Like bowling? I mean, if you have to throw literally,
All right, here I found it. Children aged 10 and up are allowed to foal. Consideration will be given to the children who aren't yet 10 but able to throw a football. No toddlers or small children are allowed entry into the playing lanes at any time. All children under the age of 16 must be accompanied by a responsible adult. Blah.
Yeah, it's a big giant warehouse. I'm looking at it
Right.
on Google Maps. It is just like a big flat giant at like 14th and what is this?
Jupiter, right? Or past?
Yeah,
it? No,
it's right.
no one,
Four-
no one under the age of 16 is allowed in our warehouse after 9 p.m.
yeah, like 12 years from now, we're going to have kids that are like in the NFL that are going to have pictures at a foaling warehouse. Yeah, I started with my dad. We kind of got together. I liked football. He liked bowling. He was old. He was about 40, 50.
It was old.
Hey, let me change subjects right here real quick. I
Go.
want to talk about something just out of the box here. That it hit me this afternoon, and oh, did it hit me? I was watching something. I caught a viral video that was going around. It's a viral video. It's a drone shot. It's a drone shot of just this, like, I don't know. It looks like some coastal Like I would guess maybe like North Carolina, South Carolina, some coastal beach community. And it's a drone shot. Drone is sort of just traveling along, and there's this one thing of this kid whose house has a pool, even though he steps from the beach, and the drone zeroes in on him, and it just kind of zooms in, and you just see him like jumping in the swimming pool. And I just thought, do you guys still appreciate summer to any extent? I'm like, I watched this video and it just clicked on for me that I have not enjoyed summer. The joy in this kid, I'm like, oh, yeah, he was probably like, between 7th and 8th grade, something like that. It's summer. It's the middle of July. He's going to do a cannonball into his pool in his backyard. I just thought to myself, when did you stop enjoying summer? Or did you? Or is it just me? Because summer now means nothing. It used to mean everything to me. James?
You haven't been to Party Cove this summer? Y'all haven't been out on the boat? Y'all don't have like jet ski adventures to talk about?
We do summer things, but I'm talking about the feeling, that the vibe of summer. It may as well be March. It's just count down to bills again.
No. See,
every single week, it's the same damn thing. When you were a kid, you got a respite from all of that for 2 months in the summer. The summer meant something. It was like house money time, and that just doesn't exist anymore. As an adult, now it's just hot. And yes, you can do some wonderful things. You can go enjoy the lake and all that, but there's still not that joy.
But the joy was specifically because summer was vacation time when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And so that's why you don't enjoy it when you're an adult, because it's not different than March. You still have to go to work unless you take some of your paid time off or
see. And I'm with James. I'm with James there. It's like when you're a kid, it's cool because it's a 2-month vacation, And I was thinking today, I was like, okay, my kid goes back on the 15th. Like today, like he's almost like at the halfway point of summer. If I was a kid and I was like home today, I'd be going, oh man, this sucks. Like half of summer's just about gone. But I'd be like feeling like I've got to get this done. I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. As an adult, I'm like, summer's just, when am I going on vacation?
Let me ask you this. I get what you're saying, but let me ask you this. Right now, it is it's a Wednesday evening.
Yeah.
It's 9:26 in the evening. You're 17 years old. You're 17-year-old E. It's July the 12th. It's 9:30 on a Wednesday. What are you doing right now?
I could be in a pool.
You alone?
No. But I mean, like I could have like kids in the neighborhood over.
Okay, so they're over at your house.
Yeah, like I could have kids.
Mom and dad there. It's cool.
Yeah, my grandparents were there. Yeah, my dad was there. Yeah.
Boys bringing beer at all over to the pool in the summertime?
Nah, we wouldn't be drinking beer in front of my grandparents.
All right, James.
But we'd have maybe beer hidden like out in the back.
How about you? Middle of summer. It's a Wednesday evening. You're 17 years old. What are you doing right now? What are you doing?
I can tell you exactly what I was doing. The Ryan Steakhouse in front of Best Buy was about to close, and I'm the guy that's got to clean up the Mega Bar.
So you were working. You had no time to lollygag.
17. Oh man! But I was banking because in the summer, they'll schedule you for whatever you're willing to work, and you make so little they don't even care about overtime. And so in the summer I could work like 65 hours a week and get that time and a half, and I would still have plenty of time to hang out with your friends because I have nothing else going on. Yeah. And so climb
in your shitty car at like midnight and drive over to your buddy's house and maybe just.
I had an '87 Plymouth Duster.
We all did. We all had that car, James. Don't worry, it wasn't just you.
It was embarrassing. I mean, I should have been embarrassed, but I wasn't at the time. There's no way I'd drive it. Oh, I would drive it now as a goof. But
didn't you have to be home like at dark at 17?
No, hell no, dude.
No, when you were driving. Like I thought I remembered there was a period of time when I had my license. I thought it was from 16.
Well, we grew up in different states. So, maybe that was a state law.
Yeah, in New York, I thought like we got our if you had a hardship license, I think you could get your hardship license maybe at like 14 or 15. But barring a hardship license, I think you got your license at 16, and then you could not drive after sunset. Like when sun was set, you could not drive.
Dude, in Texas, like part of the driving test when you're 16 is they make you for a little bit steer with your knee, so you can put a shotgun in your right hand and a beer in your left hand, and you have to make it to the end of the block. Yeah, come on, man. Y'all,
I don't know. I just
You didn't have any like restriction like that on driving, Pugs?
No, not really. No,
because that's why you said it at that time of night. Where would I be? And when I was 18. And then I was allowed to drive at night, then yeah, I would have been in my car. I would have been going somewhere. But I think the law that did not allow me to drive at night kept me more in my neighborhood.
It might have been a state thing because there was no parental restriction on me. I mean, within reason. Like I couldn't take off with her car and not come back for 2 days. I mean, obviously. But there were no and I don't remember there being any sort of state law. I know if you were over, I think 16, right? I don't know. I don't know, man. It was so long ago. And besides, we were lied to a lot, right? Because there was no Google. You couldn't.
But didn't you have also like a temporary license? Like, weren't you given a license for a period of time and you were on probation and like you had to drive with that for like, maybe it was like 6 months or something?
No. Once you start a driver's ed, you got a learner's permit and you could drive with your parent or a licensed driver as long as you had the learner's permit. But then as soon as you turn 16, you just got your driver's license. You were free and clear with no restrictions.
See, I thought I remembered there was like a probationary period or you couldn't drive at night period or something. But anyway, I'm older than you guys, so maybe.
All right. I want to play a game here. James, do you have anything you want to jump in with? Or can I just barrel through? Doesn't matter.
Barrel through. But if we have some time left over, I do.
Okay. Today I spent a lot of time during the high noon show at the very end of the show. We covered all the hot topics, all the headlines, all the current events, all the things people are buzzing about. And when we got to the end of the show, we went through something that is near and dear to my heart, which of course are the Emmy Award nominations. The Emmy Awards were named today. A number of shows made record postings. And we spent, we went deep, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We made the sausage, and I went through all of the top categories on the High Noon show, and I picked my favorites and all that stuff. But it dawned on me, I wanted to try a little something here. Wait a second. You caught me off guard. Or I should say I caught myself off guard. I apologize. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right. I wanted to play a little game, and this has to do with the Emmy nominations, and it has to do with E. So, E, I wanted to try a little bit called E on the Emmys. Okay, now the Emmy Awards are awards given out annually to the best TV shows, and I thought to myself,
well, that's not. No, hang on. That's not fair because has his finger on the pulse of all things Hollywood and pop culture.
Well, that's why I wanted to talk to E about this, because there is nobody that I believe knows less or cares as little for television or the Emmys. So I thought it might be fun if I just asked E some questions. Like I'll give E the name of a television show that is just nominated for 1 million Emmys, and I want E to just tell me what he thinks it's about. Just tell me what you think that show's about for the best of your record.
Oh my gosh, really, dude? Yeah. Like this is gonna be just like shooting from the hip. I have no clue.
Well, you do know the world. Your blind spot is television. You do not watch television. You never have. It's never been your thing, and that's fine.
No. All right, let's go.
All right, James, or E, first of all, hold on. Let me get to the list of... James, do you understand the game? Any questions, James?
No, not at all. This all sounds pretty cut and dry. Yeah.
All right, let's...
For him.
All right, here we go. E, one of the big shows that was nominated... it's a very big printout that I've got here. Okay, here we go. All right. E knows absolutely nothing about TV. Today, all the nominees for the Emmy Awards were announced. E, I'm going to give you the name of a TV show, and I want you to just tell me what you think it's about, what you think it sounds like it's about, or what you believe it to be about. Understood?
I got it.
Okay. Nominated in the category of Best Drama Series, you've got Better Call Saul, you've got The Crown, and House of the Dragon. What is Better Call Saul about?
New York guy, probably an accountant, maybe Jewish. I'm thinking.
All right. What's he getting into? E? What's the Jewish New York accountant Saul getting into?
Some kind of crime.
Oh,
maybe.
So is he a good guy or a bad guy?
He could be like a fixer.
James, is he right?
Oh my God, he's wrong on everything.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, he's in Albuquerque. He is a filthy Gentile. His name's not even Saul, and he's most definitely not a good guy. Fixer is pretty questionable, but that's not entirely wrong. That could be seen.
All right, let's go with this next one now.
That one's been around a while. I just have never watched it.
Hey, it was Walter White's attorney, and Gus Fring's attorney, and Mike's attorney.
One of the big shows from HBO this go around, multiple Emmy nods, including this one here for Best Drama. E, can you tell me what The White Lotus is all about? What is The White Lotus?
Crime family, Asian women.
Family. I'm going to stop you right there. No, that is incorrect. The White Lotus is an anthology series. The White Lotus is a string of luxury resorts, and every season, a new cast of actors and characters spend a couple weeks at a resort, a White Lotus resort in a different locale. Fantastic show. I'm sorry there will be no points, but moving along to the comedy category. James, any?
Bro, he just went straight geisha, like he heard White Lotus. With the little block feet and the painted face. That's just exactly where his mind went.
Comedy series.
Wow.
E, one of the most talked about shows of the year, and once again, one of the most nominated for an Emmy, as announced today. In the category of Best Comedy Series, E, what can you tell me about The Bear? The Bear. What can you tell me about The Bear?
Is this the spinoff from the Cocaine Bear?
I'm going to stop you right there. It is not. No, The Bear is Jeremy Allen White. It's one of them cooking movies, cooking shows. He's a cook. It's crazy.
A gay cook?
No, he's not gay. Also,
well, isn't that what bear means?
No, no. The Bear is the name of the restaurant that he runs. He owns a restaurant.
Like Bear Naked?
Like if Pugs came out as gay, he would be a bear.
No, like his last name is Beruzzi, and everyone calls him Bear, and his restaurant is called The Bear, and the TV show is called The Bear. Okay, moving along. E, the Emmy Awards came out today.
There's a lot of ways to spell bear.
This is spelled B-E-A-R. E, what can you tell me about the marvelous Mrs. Maisel? Who is the marvelous Mrs. Maisel? Who is she? What does she do? Why is she so marvelous?
Like Mrs. Doubtfire, kind of.
A dude in a dress?
Well, I mean, she's like kind of motherly, like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay, what else? What's the whole series about? What do you think's going on there with the marvelous
Doubtfire even motherly?
Does she work? Is this? Is this set in the 1800s, the 1930s?
No, I think Maisel would not be a recent name.
Okay.
Like, I think it's, probably early 1900s.
Have you seen Mrs. Doubtfire?
All right. Yeah, no, Mrs. Maisel is, of course, the story of it's really the origin story of Joan Rivers' career as a young woman trying to become a stand-up comedian in 1960s New York City. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, nominated for a whole bunch of. All right, let's try a couple more here. What can you tell me?
I haven't gotten any points yet. I'm
Yeah,
surprised.
Zero. You're at
You
zero.
were not gonna get points. Ted Lasso. What's that show about? Tell me about Ted Lasso.
You might know this one.
Soccer coach.
Okay.
He never coached soccer, but he's a coach.
All right, he does get points.
Okay, so if there were points to be given, we would give it to him.
Points.
And let's see here. Finally, we're gonna. Okay, let's go with this one. Another one of the most awarded shows this season. Of course, it ended its run on HBO. Tell me what you know about Succession, a favorite of James and mine.
I believe this is on the Rupert Murdoch family kind of business.
Okay.
But it's not exactly that.
No, but yeah, we're gonna give it to him.
Good.
All right,
Good.
and on that note, we're gonna wrap up this edition of at the Emmys. There you go. That was fun. Thank you. All right, James, I'm sorry. We needed to carve out a little time for you. Floor is yours.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I just have something that I stumbled across doing research for the great podcast called Florida Stories, which none of y'all have ever watched or listened to for 5 seconds.
I thought I did.
No, that was the one on Netflix. Thanks.
I know.
Okay. Yeah, hey, I thought I was watching your podcast.
Good. He was impressed
All right.
that you could do.
So this is something that I've been kind of keeping up with in like little drips over the years, and since I've been doing Florida Stories since 2018, I'm a low grade expert in some of these issues. Where what's going on here? You see the headline, and you probably see this every once in a while. The longest Burmese python ever measured was caught in Florida this week. It was insane. This might be like the 40th time I've read this headline over doing Florida Stories for 5 years. And I've done some deep dives into this that I have a unique knowledge in what's going on in the Florida python world.
And your many connections as the proprietor of America's #1 Florida podcast.
It is. It's actually in the top 50% of podcasts. I mean, I wish I could brag for a bigger number, but that's all I got. But it's an issue with these idiots who want to get exotic pets, and you and I don't want to get a python. We think it's stupid, but it takes all kinds, and I don't begrudge anyone for wanting to get an exotic pet like an iguana or tarantula or cockatoo or whatever. I mean, I think these people are idiots, but I don't think it should be illegal. But here's what happened. Burmese pythons. Burmese pythons are huge, and they're pretty, and they actually have like really cool patterns on them. So they're real popular with almost exclusively white idiots, I've noticed, in Florida. This is a peculiarly white problem.
Is it a species that was in Florida before, or has it been imported into Florida now?
Okay, this absolutely was not in any form or fashion. There was no constrictor genus of snakes at all.
I'm guessing it's from Burma. I'm guessing Burma might be where it's native. Not
so this population of Burmese pythons in Florida is really a rogue population from yahoos that decided they wanted them and then turned them out in the wild.
You're half right, because there's also another exceptional branch on the python tree that is native to India. Now, these two snakes, to our dumb layman eyes, look identical, but clearly they're not. But they are separated in the real world by the Himalayas. They have never crossbred in the real world.
Uh-oh.
But you have idiots in Florida, and again, every time I see these...
So are they coming over on trees?
No, they're coming over on boats for the most part. People are sneaking them in. People are sneaking them in because there's some idiot in Florida that's willing to pay $4,000 for
some moron
exotic snake.
And they always live in an apartment complex. It's always like some idiot who lives in an apartment complex who has this insane animal that goes missing, and then the fire department.
Right, and you, yeah, every single one of these people, you look at them and you say this $4,000 could have been better spent. I promise you.
Snake.
I mean, are you not afraid, like, if you've got a Burmese python, that it could just decide, hey, I'm out of here today, and like slither down the toilet
All the time.
like and out into the sewer and like, hey, I'm gone?
Yeah, well, look, the attractive part of these is they don't bite humans, for real. They don't have like the big fangs. They don't have venom. They don't kill you. I mean, I guess one could get wrapped around your neck and kill you, but that doesn't really happen.
I'm never sleeping in a room with a Burmese
No, not a
python.
chance. I don't care how tight you tell me the lid is on that aquarium. I am.
Yeah, who are these idiots? I don't get these people. I agree with y'all so hard on that. But okay, so you have in Florida, there's a guy in Tampa and there's a guy in Orlando, and one has an Indian python, one has a Burmese python, and one gets out from Tampa and makes its way east, one gets out from Orlando and makes its way west. And at some point in the wild, these pythons have now interbred and come up with this new hyper serpentor version of pythons that is sort of native to Florida because it doesn't exist in nature. So there's an Indian Burmese hybrid that
Forbidden love.
Yeah, and so now these are the biggest pythons in the world
They
now.
got bigger. They didn't get smaller. Okay.
Yeah, and so we're seeing weird things happen to the ecosystem, because you would think like the Burmese python, or pythons with a non-invasive species going nuts, it would decimate the ecology, and it has decimated a lot of like the I hate to be a dork, they call them fauna, small animals.
Flora and fauna. We get it.
Yeah, except for there's a couple species of bobcats, and they love eating python eggs.
Good.
And so now we're starting to have a bobcat problem, but they're sort of like weighing the issue of, well, let's not do anything to the bobcats. The bobcats are going to eat all the python eggs and stop the python problem. And then once they stop the python problem, then we'll deal with the bobcat problem.
What's the bigger threat? That's the question. Would you rather be running from pythons or being chased by bobcats? I guess that's.
And right now, the pythons are winning the war, but the trend line is starting to curve, and so it's yet to be seen in this evolutionary arms race if the bobcat can outpace the python, because the pythons can lay like 100 eggs at a time, and so they multiply ridiculous.
Look, I can't.
And so this
isn't even. I can't even believe we're having this conversation. People in Florida are comfortable being around alligators, crocodiles, all these things. They don't care. These are not normal people. Can we talk for a minute about people who own snakes? Though, can we go back to that dude who lives in the apartment complex? Go ahead, E.
I'm just imagining a party cove in the Everglades. I don't think people are gonna come back alive.
But they do.
Like if you had like an airboat, like one of those airboat things, like, and everybody goes out and then they tie up, and you're not jumping in the water, like because you got pythons, you got alligators. There's probably some other type of fish in there that's gonna don't they have the penis entering fish?
I don't know what that is, but that's nuts.
I've heard they had there's something that it kind of goes in through there. I'm
sure there is. The world sucks.
So yeah, I'm not going to the Everglades. Like, there's nowhere in Florida related to the Everglades that's gonna find my body in the water. I will go on the exterior of Florida water, but I will not go on the interior of Florida water unless it's contained in a pool. That's like my thing. Like, there's nothing inside Florida's water that I want my body in the water with. But outside, like, okay, I can do Miami Beach, I can do Fort Lauderdale. Like, the beaches seem like they're all right. Sharks lately, though, this summer seem like they're being seen a lot more. So I'm not liking that either.
Oh, yeah, I ran down a list on the High Noon show the other day. It was trending. Someone had put together a list of all of the sea and ocean tragedies that have occurred over the past couple of months. The sharks are eating people. just all kinds of crazy stuff is happening with
It's orca whales like jumping on boats. What the hell's that?
yeah. Orca whales are like turning on shipping lanes in Peru or something. I don't know, something weird, somewhere down there.
Well, no, there's this one orca whale that like she is being tracked, her and her babies, because like at first they thought she was intentionally going after the boats, but now she's doing it because it's fun. And so she like follows behind the boat and then she boards it and like almost sinks it. And now her kids are starting to do it too. So like they're getting worried about her. And because she's training the kids to basically jump on boats the way that she does. I think her name's like Mimi, or she's got a name.
Well, sounds like dinner to me. Problem solved.
There you go.
I'm hungry anyway. Yeah, I haven't eaten in a couple hours. Let's go.
But I'd be afraid now, like going out, like you go to Hawaii, you go to those places where they take you out and they're like, hey, we're going to go look for dolphins. We're going to go like whale sightseeing. And then you got some orca that just going to decide they're going to jump up on your boat.
Right, but just because one whale's pissed off in the Atlantic Ocean doesn't mean all the ocean's a no-go area. Like Hawaii, you know how far away Hawaii is from this one bitchy whale?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's going to be a bitchy shark or a bitchy, like, something. The bitchy, like, what's the thing with the stingray that killed
Steve Irwin?
Steve Irwin. They tell you, that only happens like, rarely.
So, yeah, right. But hold on. All right. So check this out. So I found this story that I did the other day on the High Noon Show. This is a rundown of all of the horrors that have been occurring in the oceans this particular summer.
Hey, I think I ate a whale one time. I think I was at a sushi restaurant in Dallas that offered whale, and I'm like, well, damn, if I have a chance to eat a whale, I better take it. Now, I don't know if the little cube of fish meat they gave me actually was whale, because I have no way of determining, but I think I am supposed to have eaten whale before.
All right, look at you.
Like the blubber?
No, like the meat.
All right, here.
Like in Eskimo, they eat blubber, right? They eat the blubber of the whale.
They burn the blubber. They use the blubber for everything. I don't know if they eat the whale meat. I mean, there's meat in there. That's what they're eating. They don't just, the blubber. The blubber.
Yeah,
I've never been to a place where they had whale meat.
I don't think it's a thing. I really don't. I think that they're endangered or something. I don't think you can. I think it's like dolphin meat. You've never had dolphin meat anyway.
Or turtle soup.
All right, well, let's move. I've had turtle soup. All right, can I give you the list of horrors that have occurred on our oceans? Here's an illustrative roundup of recent horrors. All right, so here you go. Orcas have trained one another to attack boats off the coast of Spain and Portugal. Over the 4th of July holiday, 4 people were bitten by sharks on New York beaches, and approximately 200 people needed to be rescued from rip currents in Virginia and North Carolina. During a 3-week span, 14 people died in beach and drowning accidents off the coast of Florida. A man on a fishing trip to Freeport, Texas beach last month arrived to discover that tens of thousands of dead fish had washed ashore. And also, there's a beach where severed human feet keep washing ashore on a regular basis in Northwest Washington County. Let's see. And also the
human feet.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget the beach where severed human feet wash ashore on a regular basis, which so many questions attached to that. So you're telling me so many feet are washing ashore on a regular basis. Where are the feet coming from? It sounds like this should be a much bigger story.
Are they amputees?
I don't know.
No. When a body falls off of a ship, no matter if it's in this part of the Pacific or that part of the Pacific, it's going to be in that cycle where the plastic trash island is, and the stopping point for matter happens to be where that kind of Vancouver, Canada squishes together.
All the dead people are.
Okay, but when you fall out, fish will come up and they'll start eating you, and they'll eat you, and they can take you all apart, but they don't get through your shoes. And so the only thing left is your shoes.
So anyway, a whole bunch of bad stuff happening with the oceans.
Dude, are you being serious?
I have looked into this before. Yes.
What?
Yes. That's the theory, is that the fish they just eat you up, and they can eat kind of around you, and they kind of eat through your clothes or up through your shirt and stuff, but they don't get the very bottom of your foot. They'll kind of even eat into your shoe, but the front part of your foot is still in there.
But why is your foot still floating?
Oh my God, you guys.
Yeah, because if your shoes are foamy, if you have like Nike Airs, they float.
Okay, so if you're wearing sneakers.
Right. But your bones sink to the bottom. Your meat, all your flesh
Guys,
gets eaten.
this phenomena has a Wikipedia page. There is actually a Wikipedia page. It is called the Salish Sea Human Foot Discoveries. All right. I mean, there's actually a whole thing about this. Since August 20th, 2007, at least 20 detached human feet have been found on the coasts of the Salish Sea in British Columbia, Canada, and
which isn't even 2 a year.
in Washington,
right?
In the U.S. But still, what were these?
I've been going to beaches for 50 years and I've not found one. You would think if they found that many, come on.
You're not at the terminal point of a thermal current, though.
James, you're like a high-priced ambulance chasing attorney. It's just one pair of feet a year, Your Honor. Come on. It's like,
yeah, right. Contextualize any tragedy.
In Canada, the BC Coroner Service said in December of 2017 that foul play had been ruled out by authorities in all investigations, and that the feet came from people who died either in accidents or by suicide, and the feet detached during the normal decomposition process. Point James. James scores a point on that one. Very good. That is exactly what was happening there. Very good.
I have to owe this knowledge to the fact that I've hosted radio shows for 20 years, and this has just come up before, and I can't just dismiss things like that. I have to go look it up, for show purposes. And that's the only reason I'm not a know-it-all. That's the only reason I know it is because I've seen it before, and I had to talk about it on a show. That's it. And it's weird how doing this job makes you a low-grade expert in a lot of useless stuff.
So is that why like sharks don't eat your feet because they just suck? Like your other parts of your leg are better?
I don't know that I agree with the contention that sharks don't eat your feet. Is that a thing? You say it like it is, but I don't know that that's...
Well, yeah, I've never seen like somebody come back without a leg. It's always like they got like a shark bite on their calf or their thigh. It's never like they take it off at the nub at the ankle.
Well, if you're going to bring scientific process into it, I guess I can't push back. I don't know.
It seems like they're always taking a meaty part. Like they know almost like where the flesh is versus where the bone in the foot is.
Took that lady's arm.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't like most of the time I'm seeing the people bit with sharks. It looks like they're like grabbing their calf or their thigh, not grabbing the foot.
Well, because the foot's on the ground, wouldn't it be? I don't know, dude. I don't know enough to even have an opinion on that part.
All right, fellas, can we just calm down? Because you know what it's time for?
Who's bigger?
It's time for our nightly game show. That's right. Everybody wants to know whose is bigger. Every night we like to pick some celebrity. It can be anything, honestly. I was giggling to myself earlier today thinking about how I can pretty much make anything fit into this game. Anything that I want to talk about, I can make fit into this game.
Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg.
Whose is bigger? That is not today's category, however.
But isn't that what the world is waiting to find out?
No, I would like to find out. We should play running backs. Whose is bigger? Who had more yards?
Okay, yeah.
Because just throw it out there. It's just say like Christian Okoye or Kevin Mack.
That's interesting. That is very interesting.
Terrell Davis. Yeah. Just all kinds of great names in there. Jamal Charles.
Well, I've got a version today. Maybe we'll do that one tomorrow, James, if you'd like it by request. Tomorrow we can do an NFL rushing yards edition of Whose is Bigger. But tonight, no. Tonight we will be discussing whose is bigger celebrity couples love for one another. That's right. We'll be pitting two well-known, long-serving, loyal celebrity couples. And I will ask whose love is bigger? And by that I mean who's been together longer. You tell me who's been together longer, and that's how we're playing today. Okay, understood? I'm going to give you 2 celebrity couples, well known that they're couples, and you're going to tell me who you think has been together as a couple longer. Whose is bigger? Yeah, James.
Like I'm not poo-pooing on your idea or your category, but me and Amo are both gonna suck at this. Dude.
Why?
I don't know.
I
Jack,
got like a couple.
married.
I think that'll be the winner.
All right. Well, let's see. Isn't that part of the fun? Because these are all fairly household names. We're going to start things out. Whose is bigger? Meaning who's been married longer? Victoria, Posh, Spice, Beckham, and David Beckham, or Jada and Will Smith? Whose is bigger? Makes you think about when they got together, right? And you're like, oh man, they all got together kind of around the same time, didn't they? Oh my God, who was first? Who was first? Whose is bigger? Question is, who's been together longer? Victoria and David Beckham, or Jada and Will Smith? Jay,
Go first, Steve.
we'll start with E. E, I'm going to need an answer.
I'm gonna go with the Jada Pinkett Will Smith.
He says Jada and Will. James Parker, whose is bigger?
Why does this guy have nothing on the wall behind him? Like just nothing. Like, are you in an institution? Are you in an undecorated classroom? Like, what is this?
Gonna need an answer, sir.
Just to be a contrarian, I'm gonna David Beckham.
No, you'll be wrong, James. Of course, it's Jada and Will Smith. They've been together 26 years.
Didn't they break up?
Victoria and David Beckham, 24 years. Very good job, E. Point goes to E. Gentlemen, whose is bigger? And by this I mean, who's been together longer? Faith Hill and Tim McGraw. Ooh, they're the first couple of country music, don't you know? Faith Hill and Tim McGraw, or Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman. Whose is bigger? E? Who's
Faith Hill and Tim McGraw by a mile.
by a mile? He says confidently. James, agree or disagree?
Man, I have no idea how long any one of these idiots have been together.
Who's been together longer? Faith Hill and Tim
I
McGraw.
figured weren't they divorced? No. Faith Hill and Tim McGraw were just in like 1983 or 1883 or something, right? Weren't they both in it? Weren't they both in 1883?
Yes, they were. Yeah, together. They're still together. Still like a hot couple.
I'm gonna go with them. Tim McGraw, Faith Hill.
Saying Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, that would be correct. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill have been together for 27 years. E knew it. James knew it. Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman, only 17 years. 17 years.
Well, he was far more confident.
Gentlemen, whose is bigger? And by that I mean the years etched into their matrimony. Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick, or Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. Gentlemen, whose is bigger? Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick, or Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr.? Who's been together longer?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica Parker. James, agree or disagree? Who's been together longer? Sarah Jessica Parker or Sarah Michelle Gellar? And the guy.
I would like to add, for no reason, that Matthew Broderick was excellent in the movie I just saw last week in No Hard Feelings, the Jennifer Lawrence movie.
Yeah.
God, he was hilarious in that. I think I gotta agree with E because I didn't even know if Sarah Michelle Gellar till like 1997.
All right. You would be correct. Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick have been married for 26 years. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr., 22 years. Closer than you thought. Closer than I thought, that's for sure.
Well, what if either one of them done in the last 15 years, 20 years?
Nothing.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I was just looking for someone.
Yes.
That was like 25 years ago. I was just looking for somebody to match with Sarah Jessica Parker. So I needed Sarah Michelle Gellar. I just thought it would. All right, gentlemen.
That was the 90s, man. Both of them peaked in the 90s.
Both of them. All right, how about this one? Hollywood super producer, director, and comedy writer Judd Apatow and his gorgeous wife Leslie Mann, or
I love
Paulette Person and her husband Denzel Washington. Whose is bigger? Denzel. Who's been married longer? Judd Apatow and Leslie Mann, or Denzel Washington and Paulette Person?
Denzel.
He says
Give me Judd Apatow.
James goes with Judd Apatow. James would be wrong because, of course, it's Denzel. They've been married 40 years. Denzel, Leslie Mann and Judd Apatow, 26 years. 26. Denzel Washington and Paulette Person.
40. They've been married since 1980.
I'm like crushing, James. Crushing.
Yo, this is bad.
All
yeah.
right, how about a couple of heavyweights, right? I'm going to give you the name of two stars and the people that they are married to. These two stars, probably in each of their gendered category, could be argued to be the greatest actor of their generation. Gentlemen, whose is bigger? The love between Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks, or the love between Don Gummer and Meryl Streep? Whose is bigger? Who's been married longer? Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, or Meryl Streep and Don Gummer?
Well, I don't know who Don Gummer is, other than he's married to Meryl Streep.
Yeah, their daughter is, what's their daughter's name? Grace Gummer. She's like a award-winning actress. She's Meryl Streep's daughter.
It's like, is she get that name because she like does Coke gummies?
No, it's because obviously her father's name is Don Gummer. James, do you have a suggestion? Who's it bigger?
No, Coke gummy.
I don't need you throwing a spotlight. Who's is bigger?
Does Coke gummies exist? I would go Meryl Streep just because she's ancient.
Agree or disagree?
I'm going with, yeah, I'll take
You don't
her.
even remember the other person, do you? Who's the other
You're
person?
right. You're very right. Meryl Streep and Don Gummer have been married 43 years in Hollywood. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson.
It's an old name, Gummer.
Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, 34. How about this one? Beyonce and Jay-Z, or Alicia Keys and super producer Swiss Beats? Whose is bigger? Who's been married longer?
Oh,
Beyonce?
I know this is, and I saw the wife in the chat room. I know this is going to get her mad when I answer. The Queen Bee, Beyonce.
Yeah, you're saying
Jay-Z.
You're saying Beyonce and Jay-Z have been together longer than Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats. James, do you agree or disagree?
Oh well, I don't know. I'm having trouble processing this because I just learned about 24 seconds ago that Alicia Keys was married to Swiss Beats. Dude.
Is he the guy who had like the shoe line?
Uh-huh.
No, that was K Swift.
Yeah, K Swift, and he like crossed over, invested money into the Beats
Stop
headphones.
All right, come on.
Swiss Beats
Come
makes
on.
the sweetest freaking beat
Come on.
of the last 20 years, up and down the court. And I thought Alicia Keys was a lesbian until just now. So
What?
Yeah, go Beyonce.
Beyonce. All right, you guys be correct. Beyonce and Jay-Z have been together 15 years now.
Where did all of a sudden the clock in this game get?
What do you mean?
Well, like this game now all of a sudden has like a response clock or
Just
something, like a shot clock.
Just
pace is important.
friendly pace. That's all.
Hey, y'all didn't get strong lesbian or at least bi vibes from Alicia Keys?
Not at all.
No, you don't think her like
The reason I got that right is because I thought like Jay-Z kind of made Alicia Keys, right?
No, what?
Wasn't like he the
Moving
one
on.
who kind
Alicia
of
Keys and Swiss Beats have been together 13 years. Beyonce and Jay-Z 15 years. All right, here we go. Here's another fun one. I'm sure
we're not going to talk about the history of Jay-Z.
No, because your introduction to Alicia Keys was Empire State of Mind. That's not everyone else's.
Here we go. Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, or Brad and George Takei. Whose is bigger? Who's been together longer? Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, or George Takei, Sulu from Star Trek, and his husband Brad?
Well, it's a good old fashioned gay off. I'm going to take the girls. Give me Ellen and Portia.
The girls. Do you agree or disagree?
A gay off? Wouldn't it be a les off?
George Takei is not a lesbian.
No, but it's not. They're both not like. I thought you're
Neither
gay.
is
You're,
his husband.
if you're gay, isn't that male? And if you're lesbian, isn't that female?
All right. Here's what we're going to do on this one. It's a trick question, so we're going to move on. Both have been married for 14 years. It has been 14 years since gay marriage was made legal in California. However, we're going to give the nod to George Takei and Brad because they've been together living in sin and secret since 1982. Da-na-na-na. Gentlemen, whose is bigger? Salma Hayek and Francois-Henri Pagnon, the French billionaire. You know, she's married to a billionaire. She's married to a guy that's worth like 50.
No.
Yeah, she is. Whose is bigger?
Is he the owner of the Au Bon Pont?
No, he's like the owner of like everything. Salma Hayek. Whose is bigger? Salma Hayek and Francis-Henri Pagnon's length of marriage, or Salma Hayek's best friend Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem's marriage? Who's been married?
What? They're married?
Yeah, you didn't know they were married? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, you don't know nothing no more. Yeah, Penelope.
Well, I didn't know Selma Hayek was married to a billionaire either. I know nothing. Jon Snow.
All right. You know nothing, Jon Snow. All right, E, take a crack at it. Whose is bigger? Whose love is bigger? Who's been married longer? Salma Hayek and her billionaire husband, or her best friend Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem? Who's been married longer?
I'm gonna go with Selma Hayek.
Salma Hayek. You know what, James? I'm not even going to go to you. That is correct, D. Very good. Salma Hayek and Francois-Henri Pagnon have been
I was
married.
going to guess Penelope Cruz anyway.
Have been married for 13 years.
Crushing.
Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem have been married for 12 years. All right, let's wrap it up with one last one, shall we? A little something for the millennials. Spending the time talking about a bunch of oldsters. How about
This Vanessa Hudgens?
No. These people are old too. But all right, gentlemen, whose is bigger when we're talking about length of marriage? Who's been married longer? Everybody's favorite Jim from The Office, John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. Oh, John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, or Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, or John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. Gentlemen, whose is bigger? Who's been married longer? E, you have a guess.
I am going to go with Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher. James, he says Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis have been married longer than John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. Do you agree or disagree, James?
I didn't even know they were married. Are they even married?
Who?
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis? Like, Ashton Kutcher was married to
Well, that
Demi.
would be a trick question if they weren't.
Well, it might be a trick question. Don't put it past him, because this would be a good place for the final question in today's edition of Whose is Bigger. I'm calling shenanigans. I think they're freaking married.
All right. Well, the winner of that one is John Krasinski and Emily Blunt have been married for 12 years. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are married a paltry 8 years. 8 years. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
shut up. I am so done with you people. Another hellish edition of
Who the hell's Emily Blunt?
Stupid.
She's the one who was with The Rock in that Disney movie that she traveled down the, Jungle Cruise.
Jumanji? I didn't see that one.
Who's Emily Blunt?
I know. I just Wikipedia'd her. She was the highest paid actress in 2020. So apparently I'm an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Didn't she do like the movie with The Rock?
Maybe. I didn't see Jumanji.
Probably. She probably did a whole.
No, it wasn't Jumanji. It was like Jungle Cruise or something. The one actor that's in there that I always want to know who he is. He plays like this German, like Nazi time kind of person.
Waltz?
Is kind of like him, no, but somebody like him. But this guy is like always a bad guy, a weird bad guy. I like his character.
All right, so she was the star of Quiet Place Part 2. She was the star of Edge of Tomorrow, which is one of Tom Cruise's better movies in the last.
Oh yeah.
Remember,
Okay.
she was the girl who trained Tom Cruise to like go back in time or whatever that movie was about. Let's see, she's in Oppenheimer. She's one of the stars of Oppenheimer.
It hasn't come out yet.
That's coming out this week, right?
She's
Jungle Cruise. That was the
Jungle.
movie.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
Jungle
That was a
Cruise. There
big
you go.
movie, and I missed that one. Okay.
Let me tell you, when I first fell for the lovely Miss Emily Blunt, my son and I, when he was very little, had you ever? You got kids, so maybe have you seen Romeo or Nomeo and Juliet?
Nomeo? No.
Yeah, Nomeo about garden gnomes and stuff to adjoining yards. It's a whole Romeo and Juliet thing. Anyway,
Okay, it sounds adorable, but I haven't seen it.
she plays Juliet. And she does the mouth of or the voice for Juliet. And Ewan McGregor plays Nomeo, and it's terrific. And I felt Devil Wears Prada. She was the star of Devil Wears Prada. She's okay. She's a big star. Is my point.
Well, she's in a lot of big movies that I just coincidentally hadn't seen. She's in Charlie Wilson's War. I hadn't seen that. She's in Devil Wears Prada. I haven't seen that. She's in The Strange Case of Sherlock Holmes. I hadn't seen that. She was in
Mary
Empire.
Poppins.
I didn't watch Empire. I didn't watch Gulliver's Travel. I didn't watch the new Muppets movie that came out in 2011. I didn't see Looper.
Empire?
You know who I've got like a secret crush on?
She was in 6 episodes in Empire.
Was she?
Mm-hmm.
Emily Blunt would be one.
Really?
And
you agree with me? Yeah, isn't she lovely?
I agree. I agree with that. And now I think like this other girl that's interesting is the girl in Megan, Brian Williams' daughter.
Oh yeah.
She's got like a genre now of horror
Allison
movie
Williams.
that she's doing.
Allison
Yeah,
Williams.
didn't she do something like in that crazy movie where she had like a white family and they were killing her black boyfriend?
It's like Get Out.
Get Out, yeah.
Oh,
See, I didn't see that. I'd recognize the description though. What's her name?
Allison Williams. Like she's the crazy girlfriend that took him back to her crazy family's house.
She's NBC's Brian Williams' daughter. She's.
I had no idea it was her, and then Wendy told me that. And
Brian,
I was like, wow.
Wait, this is Brian Williams' daughter?
Yeah.
Yes.
How outside the cultural norms have you fallen? Yeah, she's been famous for like a decade. She started out on HBO's Girls. I've never even seen an episode of Girls. I don't even know what, but I know who Allison Williams is.
I recognize this face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It looks like Brian Williams in a way.
No, I don't see that.
A little bit.
He is kind of flat.
You see, like she's got a long face. It looks like a long Brian Williams face.
All right.
I do kind of like that jaw on a chick, that Jessica Simpson jaw. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, I'm an idiot. All right.
So the other thing that I started doing, like things that I've been doing, like I actually on Instagram like Britney Spears because I've heard everybody talking about Britney doing these weird naked dances. Like she does the hey crazy.
What, you're not watching this?
Know.
Like I'm a Britney
What?
Spears expert, but I follow her on Instagram, and it has been a steady stream of entertainment for since she got emancipated. She's really just turned into this idiot who puts the same thing on Instagram on a regular basis.
I just started following her because I was like with the wife over the weekend, and she was like doing the Britney Spears watching thing on Instagram, and I was like, "Where is that?" And she's like, "That's so Britney."
So me and my wife watch this, and we have a group of our friends that we share these videos out with, like memes and stuff. And Britney Spears is a regular topic of conversation because the things we notice is she's never singing. She's supposed to be a singer, but she's never singing. She's never doing one of her songs or a new song or a cover song, or you don't even hear her voice. She's always dancing. She's always dressed in something provocative. She can never be fully covered. If one out of
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, she's mostly in her drawers. And the other funny part about this is she really only has 4 or 5 dance moves, right? And the one is the hair whip. She's about to do the hair whip right here. Why? Because it's been 5 seconds and she has to do a hair whip, right? Whip. Yeah, see that hair whip around. If you didn't see it, she'll do it again for you, Pugs. Ready? Here comes.
And she pulls her crotch away, her like
See that hair
her
whip?
underwear
There's a hair
away
whip.
from her crotch.
You see that hair whip? Yeah.
Oh, she's good.
She got to roll them hips too, man. And then there's a lot of 360s. She does a lot of just where I'm just going to take steps and do a 360 and turn all the way around. Then there's going to be a hair whip. I'll gyrate my hips and then I'll kind of do the step thing like this. It's 4 moves and it's all the videos and heavy eye makeup, shark eyes, and
Junkie eyes. She has the eyes of a junkie. She has the eyes of the sunken raccoon. Like, I don't know if this is like some sort of attempt to rekindle the heroin chic look of the early 90s, but it's a bad junkie look.
I can go real specific because I've had an incredible number of dirtbag friends here. And so it's not cocaine. There's not circles under the eyes. It's not meth either. It's definitely not heroin. I can tell you what it is. It's pills.
This is it right here. This is it right here. Look at it. Look at this. Is
Pills.
exactly what I'm describing. Go ahead, James. Tell me what I'm looking at.
Pills.
Pills.
This is the pills talking.
Oh, now she's calling them.
She is a person that is primarily alcohol and pills.
Mm.
So
And she doesn't think she's
so
doing
like
anything wrong.
I've watched it now for just a short period of time, and I've seen the amount of followers that she has, right? Do you think she's just intentionally doing this because now she gets paid because she has so many damn followers?
She's not monetizing this dance right here. She is doing this because she needs the feedback. She got addicted to positive reinforcement because everyone has been blowing rainbows up her backside since she's 16. Remember, her first album dropped when she was 16. And she entered the adult world by force. And so she has this arrested development problem where her equilibrium is being a 16-year-old hottie. She is like 42 now. And while she's beautiful, this isn't how 42-year-olds are supposed to act. And this isn't what normal, healthy, well-adjusted 42-year-olds put on their Instagram.
Hey, like maybe she's just laughing all the way to the bank. Maybe she's like, hey,
money
everybody
off of
thinks
it.
I'm messed up. You don't get paid?
Not for that. How is she monetizing that?
I don't know. I thought you get paid by YouTube for followers or Instagram or something when you get a certain amount of followers and they click on.
She does. Yeah. She makes a lot of money off those videos. She does. I mean, she's got millions and millions of clicks on her account. So she's probably making thousands and thousands of dollars in advertising from that alone every month.
Well, and just people going, oh, Brittany, because like I saw some of the comments and they were like, Britt, you're like 42. This isn't the way a mom should be acting that's got kids. Britt, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, okay, if I'm like packing millions because people think I'm batshit crazy, I'll keep on packing millions.
I want to address what James just said because I don't think James is wrong. I kind of agree with James. I believe that she is in some sort of stunted mental state where she's, trying to remain the virginal 17-year-old good girl who was, thrust upon Hollywood and she took the world by storm, but she was still just this good girl from Louisiana, right? That was all that she's, I could go into a whole bunch of like therapy speak and all that stuff about trauma and maybe she'd been through some things, but she is absolutely a broken little bird, man. I don't think this is an act. I don't think she's doing this just for clicks. I think that there is a lot to what James said. And I think there is an awful lot to the fact that have you ever seen the movie Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? I think there's a lot of Baby Jane going on right here with her. I think.
No, I haven't seen that, but I get the feeling.
So are you thinking she needs a conservatorship again?
Yeah, I'm thinking that she is somebody who is not normal. That there is something absolutely wrong with her. The people who were closest to her probably saw her on a day in and day out and went, "We can't. She's got."
But like, aren't they saying her dad like blew $1 billion of her money?
Maybe, who knows? I don't know. She's got a lot.
I mean, I'd be needing mental help if my family blew $1 million of my money and they were supposedly helping me.
Yeah,
$1 billion.
I'm against the idea of her being in a conservatorship. If she is crazy or does dumb things with her money, that's her right to blow it all.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be fine, Why are we worrying about Britney Spears' financial situation?
She's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. We're not talking about somebody who's worth 20 million. She's worth hundreds of millions. She was
And
paid.
she's not Floyd Mayweather. It's still going to continue coming in the future. But also, I just feel like, because my daddy instinct shows that this is a girl who's looking for approval from some authority figure that she never got, that she's still seeking. And because she never got it, she's just bumping into this mental hurdle that she hadn't got past. And she looks like a 16-year-old girl. She's acting like a 16-year-old girl.
I can't wait to see what she looks like at 60. She's going to, because if you think Madonna has gone off the rails, what do you think Britney's going to look like?
If she doesn't go to rehab, she'll pill out before that.
Oh, that's a sad thing. All right. E, anything in closing? James, anything in closing?
No.
Florida.
We're going to go bowling Friday.
Yeah, we
That's
are
what
going
you're
bowling
saying?
Friday. Are we doing this Friday? We're going to the Freak Remote at the Foaling Warehouse in Plano.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Let's do it. It's yeah.
All right. Go listen to Florida Stories.
Yeah, I don't know how to commit anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah, why not?
All
Sure.
right, go listen to Florida Stories wherever you listen to podcasts, or go to YouTube or Facebook and watch the video version of it. You'll lose 15 pounds in the first month.
That's what you'll do. All right, there he goes. That's James. That's E. I'm Pugs. Thank you, folks. We do this every Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join us tomorrow. We'll be back for one more this week. Join me for the noon show, high noon, hot topics, current events, all different kinds of things. If it's happening, if it's a trend, if it's a headline, if it's something you need to know, I'm going to give it to you tomorrow at noon. We don't spend too much time on any one subject. I tell you what's trending or what's making a headline. I tell you why. I give you my hot take, and then we move on. We don't get politically divisive. We don't do any of that nonsense. It's all the other stupid stuff that we can disagree about. You know, the fun stuff. Every day, Monday through Friday, noon to whenever, right here on the Radio Misfits podcast and streaming platform. That's it. Bye, everybody. Love you. Be well. The best is yet to come. I have found a different way, so baffling to some. I have got an old guitar.